Going to tell you what he's talking about. Welcome, Eamonn.
Hello. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit sweaty, I just come off my bike. So, anyway, this is Lough Neagh. It is sometimes described as the largest commons in Ireland, but it is definitely the largest lake in both Ireland and somehow the UK. So 40% of the waterways in the north of Ireland drain into the loch, and it provides about the same amount, 40% of the region's drinking water. And while the loch's surface may be a commons, the land and soil beneath it are certainly not. They're owned by this man, Nicholas Ashley Cooper, the 12th Earl of Shaftesbury, known professionally because, of course, as DJ Nick AC. In 2005, he, in quite dramatic circumstances, Google it, inherited a vast estate including the 6,000 acre home in Dorset and 96,000 acres of Lough Neagh, which was originally claimed by Sir Arthur Chichester, this guy, on his way to becoming England's Lord Deputy of Ireland in the 1600s, and then made its way through marriage to the Shaftesbury estate. And Sir Arthur himself here describing how he did that. He burned and destroyed along the loch, even within 4 miles of Dungannon, that's where I'm from, where we killed man, woman, child, horse, beast, and whatever we found. This is the next bit. DJ Nick here has, to be fair to him, said for a while that he would happily give up the lake at market value. And after some pressure, he has now said that he would transfer the loch into some form of collective ownership. We don't know when, what, or who that will be to, and he hasn't mentioned it since, so we'll see what happens. Lough Neagh, you might remember, hit the headlines in the summer of 2023 when it was hit by a catastrophic bloom of toxic blue-green algae, and lots of dogs, or there was deaths of swans, otters, dogs, sickness in humans, and that now happens every year. This is, however, only the most recent acceleration in the collapse of Lough Neagh's ecosystem. Once home to the largest eel fishery in Western Europe, the loch's eel population collapsed suddenly by 90% in 1983 and hasn't recovered at all, is continuing down. Numbers of once plentiful migratory birds have fallen by more than 80% since the 1980s, and the clouds of humming midges that were a daily annoyance have all but disappeared in the last few years. This decline is thanks to a web of factors: pollution from agricultural runoff, intensive farming, almost complete deforestation of the surrounding countryside, invasive species of zebra mussels that filter the water and breed perfect conditions for blue-green algae, and the changing climate looms ominously. So all that sounds bad, but you might be thinking, what's that got to do with DJ Nick AC? He does dredge a bit of sand from the top corner of the lake, but that's nothing compared to all that stuff, right? But actually, you would have a point. But that argument sort of obscures some deeper impacts of Shaftesbury's ownership and ongoing systems of colonial power, of which they're a part, and their internalisation that continue to dominate relationships between humans, other than humans, and the land. Under colonial rule, Ireland's woods were cleared and intensive farming practices were enacted for extraction and profit, while land-connected knowledge systems, culture and language were erased and replaced. The extractive relationships enable powers to externalise the consequences of its actions to colonise people and their land, making ecological sacrifice zones of their land, almost entirely located in the global south. This means that effective action against that must not only seek to change the names on the deed, but and making only superficial changes to the existing power relationships that are deeply entangled with ecological destruction. It means divesting from the modern world that colonialism created and maintains, and dismantling global systems of exploitation of people, of the land, of ourselves, and of the other than human, that necessitates sacrifice zones of varying extremes from Lough Neagh, and even here, even in this country, like the Eamonn Valley, and connects them to the colonial genocides and ecocides of our times, including DR Congo and Gaza. If we can see that it is the power relations of modernity is something to be unravelled, we can see the importance of counter-modern forms of resistance. This is just down the road from me in Arbo back home, and I had some more stuff on that, but let's just start by doing this.
Eamonn, I know it's